What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids. Today we're looking at the Olight S2 Baton. I got this directly from Olight for review. It's going to run you around $50 depending on where you pick it up. Recently I had a chance to review the Olight S1 Baton, which as you can tell is a very compact EDC light. That has been a favorite and a go-to of mine for a while now, but actually it's being trumped at this point by the S2 Baton. I like a slightly bigger flashlight than the S1. While I have liked that a lot, this one is now becoming one of my favorite EDC flashlights. Let's take a quick look at what you get with the S2 Baton. This is the packing that it comes in. It's nicely packaged. It has some information on the front, so 950 lumens, 60 days, and throw of 142 meters. The other key thing I want to show you is right here on the front. So their 5-year warranty, their quality promise, as they call it. That's a big deal that you have a company that's really going to stand behind their products. You also do get a little lanyard here. So this is the section that goes into, or connects to the flashlight. I said this about the S1 Baton, but one of my favorite things is this little, basically it's like a little pin right here, because the hole that you have to get the lanyard through is really tiny. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, it's right there. So it's just a tiny little hole, so they attach this to the lanyard so it's easier to actually get it through. The other thing I'll tell you is that they attach the light to the packing with an extra O-ring, so don't just throw this thing out. That is the extra O-ring that you're going to want to use. And this light will take 2 CR123s or one 18650. If you do use 2 CR123s, you want to make sure that you have this, which is the insert, so that the CR123s are not rattling around in the actual light. Let me give you some of the specs on your lumen output. You have Moonlight, 0.5 lumens, low, 10 lumens, medium, 80 lumens, high, 400 lumens, and then turbo, 950, and then it drops down to 500 lumens. The thing to know about the turbo is it'll run for 2 minutes and then drop down to something a little bit safer, so it's not going to basically burn out the light. This light is IPX8 rated, its drop resistance is 1.5 meters, and they're running a Cree XML2 in cool white for this light. All right, we're going to show you a few things here in the studio, and then obviously we'll take it outside into the dark to show you what it looks like in use. First thing I want to mention is that you have no switch here. Your only switch is up here close to the bezel of the light. However, this end portion of the flashlight is a magnet, so you can attach this to something metal. You can attach it to a refrigerator. I've got a couple different images here that you can see as far as how I hooked it up in my kitchen. But it's cool because if you're working on something and you need to attach this to maybe something in your car while you're working on the car, in the car, now you've got a magnet there to do so. All right, so a couple things to know before we go outside and show you what it looks like in the dark. If you hold your button down, it's going to come on, and you can barely see it there, but it comes on in the moonlight setting. So that is actually on now, and now it's off again. So if you hold it down, it'll come on in that moonlight setting. Once it's on, now you can click and go through your different settings. So if I click it once, it's going to go off, right? But if I hold it down, it comes on, and now I hold it down again, it'll scroll through the settings. So there's your moonlight, low, medium, high, turbo, low, medium, high, turbo, low. Now it doesn't go all the way back down to the moonlight settings, so just keep that in mind. But again, you're reading at night, you don't want to wake somebody up. Just hold that down, and the moonlight setting will come on. The other thing they note is that if you want it to go directly to the turbo mode, just double click and it'll come on at the turbo mode. All right, so that's very bright. Obviously, it's just don't shine that in your eyes. Even looking at the camera there, it's basically blinding me as I'm looking at it. The strobe feature, while it's on, you're going to triple click on the switch and then it's going to go into strobe mode. So let me just turn this on. I'll scroll through here, get down to low, medium, and then triple click. Now it's in strobe. Click it again, and it goes off. Now when you click it back on, it's not going to stay in the strobe again. You got to triple click again for it to go to strobe, and then click it again, and it will go off. Now a cool thing about this light is that it also has 2 timer options. It has a 3-minute timer option and a 9-minute timer option. Basically, your light is on, you're going to double click, and when you do, when it flashes once, that means it's going to shut itself off automatically in 3 minutes. Double click again. You get that double flash, it's going to shut itself off automatically in 9 minutes. You also can use this clip, obviously, as a pocket clip, and then you can also put this on a baseball hat as well. One thing I want to let you know about is this portion right here where it's actually going to, basically rest in your pocket. It's got a very low profile, as you can see, which is great, but that is pretty thin, and there's a little divot there so that you can have it very secure in your pocket. But just be aware, because when you actually do have this in your pocket, it can, tear up your jeans, tear up your pants, whatever you're wearing. Just want to do a real quick measurement here comparing the Olight S1 to the S2. So your S1 from end to end, we'll just line this up properly, a little bit less than 2.5 inches. And for your S2, talking pretty much exactly 4 inches. I'm out in a spot right next to a pond, actually, where I do quite a bit of video work. And so I'm going to turn on the baton here, and you could see, looking straight down in front of me. Hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. Some sort of animal off in the woods. Anyhow, here's what it looks like looking straight down. This is on the low setting. Let's move up to medium. So there's low. Here's medium. Now you can see around quite well. Let's go to high. Yeah, I mean, now I can see, let's see, this tree, let me point at it, this tree right there, that's actually in the water. So that's down there in the pond right in front of me. And then we'll go to the highest setting here, the turbo setting. And I mean, I can walk around here, piece of cake, no problem whatsoever. If I had this is actually on my headlamp right now. But I mean, you can see very clearly. I'm looking out into the pond. I could probably see 75 feet out into the pond very easily. And over there into the pond, back in the woods. See if you can see the reflection of my, it's a little bit hard to see, but I can see a little bit of the reflection. Yeah, you can see it way off in the distance. Let me point again. Right there, that little kind of yellow dot is my, the reflection of my, my car parked off in the distance there. You can see a car passing by over there. I'm out here in the backyard. Just want to show you in a different setting. Our friend Johnny, who is our kind of standard target for our flashlight reviews, is off at about 45 feet. And the light is now on the firefly setting. You can't see anything out there, but just real quick to show you that it is on. We'll go to our second setting. You can see a little bit of Johnny if you know what he looks like. Looking for that bright white head. You can see some reflection off the window of the shed. There's your third setting, your fourth, and then turbo. Okay, I'm outside now, wrapping up my review of the Olight S2 Baton. And I'll just tell you that I like it a lot. It's going to become one of my primary EDC lights at this point. I enjoy it that much. I'm still getting used to not having that end pressure switch and having to press that switch on the side up by the head of the light, but it's not a major issue. I'm just still adjusting to that because most of the lights I've used in the past just have that end switch. So that's the one kind of learning curve, if you will, for me, but everything else has been great. I love the low setting. I love that you can go all the way up to almost 1,000 lumens. I've got a lot of 18650 batteries, so it's nice that I can recharge them and pop them in here. I love the magnet option on the end of the light. I think that's just a great little feature, so that if you want to attach it to something while you're doing work, it allows you to do that. So definitely check it out. I'll put links down below. And thanks as always for checking out our videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on all the relevant social media. Take care.